Hey guys! Today we are going to learn how to classify polynomials. This lesson is mostly going to be vocab, so you kind of understand what I'm talking about when I talk about it. So let's go ahead and take a look. First of all, what is a polynomial? So let's just see an example. So this is going to be 6x cubed plus 4x squared minus 7x plus 8. Okay? This is a polynomial. If we break that word down, we see poly and nomial. What this really means, or what this translates to, is many terms. All right, well, then that brings up my next question. What is a term? A term is any value, a number, a variable that is added to another one, okay? So an example of a term could be 3x. That's a term. 7. 4x plus 3. This is one term. This is a second term, connected by a plus sign or a minus sign. Okay, so what we're going to first look at is we are going to classify a polynomial based on how many terms it has. Okay, so let's start out pretty simple here. If we have 3x, if that is my only term of my polynomial, that is one term. We classify that as a monomial. Okay, the mono portion there means one, nomial, term. Monomial, one term. All right. If we have 3x plus 7, 3x plus 7, here we have two terms. And we classify that as a binomial. So the term bi here means two terms. Cool. So here, let's do 3x squared plus 7x minus 4. 1, 2, 3 terms. If we have 3 terms, we call this a trinomial. Trinomial, tri meaning 3. Pretty simple, right? Monomial, 1, binomial, 2, trinomial, 3. So we had our example earlier, looked something like this. 3x cubed plus 7x squared minus 4x plus 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. And we call this a polynomial. If we wanted to be specific, we could say that this is a polynomial with 4 terms. Okay? Polynomial means many terms. So once we get to 4 or more, we just call it a polynomial. So we have a monomial, 1, binomial, 2, trinomial, 3, polynomial, 4 or more. Okay, cool. The second way that we classify our polynomials is based on its highest power. So let's take a look at what that means. So our highest power, power is another word for exponent. Okay? So power equals the exponent. When we classify a polynomial, we classify it by its highest power. So, just for example's sake, let's say we have a 7x squared plus 4x minus 9. This is a constant. Then we have a 4x to the first power and a 7x to the second power. That second power is the highest exponent, so that's what we're going to base our classification on. Okay, so let's look at our different levels. If the highest power in our polynomial is x to the first, x to the first means this is linear. So if the highest power is a 1, it's linear. If the highest power is 2, this is a quadratic. And when we talk about an x to the second power, you're going to hear me call this x squared. Okay? X squared means quadratic. Okay, then we get to the third power, x to the third power. This is a cubic polynomial. 3 is cubic. You're going to hear me call this x cubed. Cubed, cubic. That makes sense, right? That's fitting. Cool. What happens if we get an x to the fourth? Okay, the way I say that, it's not going to change. X to the fourth or x to the fourth power. That's not going to change. There's no cool name in this case. But this is a quartic. Kind of like a quarter, 4 quarters. So 4 is a quartic. And x to the fifth, this is a quintic. Boom. So x to the first is linear, x squared is quadratic, x cubed is cubic, x to the fourth is quartic, and x to the fifth is quintic. Anything above that, so x to the sixth, I'm going to say it's a sixth power. X to the seventh, it's a seventh power. No special names. Really, these are going to be our mostly used. At this point, it's x to the fourth. That's cool, right? All right. So, when we classify our polynomials, we base it off of the power and how many terms. All right. So, if I said 7x to the third power minus 4x, the highest power is a 3. So that makes this a cubic. And then we have 2 terms. That makes it a binomial. Okay, cool. Another example, we could do 8x squared plus 9x minus 1. Okay, highest power here is a 2. So this is a quadratic. And it has 3 terms, so it is a trinomial. Okay, cool. So I'll have some practice for you, but really this is mostly just so you have that vocab, so you know what I'm looking at. Let's look at a couple more vocab words before we say goodbye. This number. If we have any values that don't have a variable attached to it, I'm going to refer to this as a constant. Constant is just a number. -1, 8, 7. It's just a number. All right? This number out front here, this is a coefficient. 9 is also a coefficient. Any number being multiplied to a variable is a coefficient. But this one is special. This is the leading coefficient. The leading coefficient is just the number attached to the variable with the highest power. So it should lead the polynomial. Okay? Awesome. Good luck with your practice. See you guys later.